Hey everyone, so today's video is extremely exciting because this is the most requested video that I've ever received here on YouTube, and it is the How I Curl My Hair tutorial. I know that this is much requested and much waited for, and thank you so much everyone for being patient and for making this request. This is my final look. This is how I've been curling my hair almost every single day, and I get a lot of questions on it, so I finally made a video for it. My earlier videos, I used to do this exact same technique using this curling iron right here, which is the Conair Instant Heat curling iron. 1 inch maybe? Whatever size this is. I don't know. But yeah, just the same dealio, wrapping my hair around the curling iron. But I showed y'all a video when I got, for my birthday, so around, you know, the beginning of June, I got this new curling iron, which is the Conair, what are you called? The Conair Infinity curling iron, which is a cone clampless curling iron. So don't feel like you have to use this curling iron to get this look. You can use a more basic one. This one's $10, this one's $30. You can get even more pricier ones that are by, you know, Hot Tools and stuff that are more pricey by, you know, $90, $100, $500, whatever. But this one right here is only $10, and like I said, this works really well too. I definitely like this one better because I think that the heat level on it goes higher, and it is cone shaped, so it gives me a prettier curl in the end. But similar curls to this can be achieved. Like I said, there are my videos before June. I used this curling iron right here. But anyway, so the curling iron that I do use throughout this video is my Conair Infinity. And I love that curling iron so much. Thank you so much everyone for requesting this video, and I hope that y'all enjoy. So starting off with natural second day hair, I definitely recommend using hair that hasn't been washed for a couple of days, just because when you're working with clean hair, it typically doesn't curl as easily. Next, I definitely recommend using a heat protectant. This is going to prevent your split ends from splitting more and other heat damage that can be done to your hair. So something like the Chi 44 Iron Guard, Dove has a heat protectant, Got To Be has heat protectants, and Tresme's heat tamer spray works really well too. But the point is just to get this heat protectant all over your hair before you curl it, or apply any other heat. Okay, the next thing you're going to want to do is to take a brush and to smooth out any flyaways, to get any tangles or snarls out of your hair, just so that it is sleek and easy to work. You're going to want to have some kind of clips on hand just to section off your hair so that you can curl your hair in sections. I personally curl my hair into 3 sections: my bottom layer, my middle layer, and then my very top layer, which has like my bangs in it. Some people, if you have thinner hair, you're only going to need to do 2 sections. Just depends what you're comfortable with. But what I like to do is take the upper half of my hair, so the section above my ears, and pin this up on top of my head. Now that I have my hair on top of my head and out of the way, I'm going to separate my hair into 2 sections onto either side of my head. And this is the bottom layer where I'm going to begin the curling process. So using my Conair Infinity, I have it on the highest setting, which is 400 degrees. I am going to be wrapping my hair around the barrel and holding it there for a couple of seconds, then releasing it and kind of holding the curl in my hand to let the heat kind of sit in my hair for a second before I release it. When I'm curling my hair, I want to make sure that the curls are going away from my face. So this side I'm going to want to curl it this direction, and then this side of my face I'm going to want to curl the hair this direction. And then in the middle, down the very back, it's going to kind of meet each other and face inward. So I like to start with the back sections of my hair because I find that that is the easiest for me. Taking a small section from the back, I'm going to wrap it around the barrel and then hold it there for a few seconds. When I'm ready to release it, I let it off the barrel and hold it in my hand for a second. This is going to let the heat kind of sit into my hair, and then when I release the curl, it's going to be more curled and defined and pretty. I like to curl the sections of my hair going toward the back because then when I'm finished with the curl, I can just throw it behind my shoulder and it's not in the way or anything like that. So it's a lot easier for me to work with my hair without getting the curled pieces mixed up and in the way with the pieces that aren't already curled. When curling the bottom layers of my hair, it's not as important that you get really close to the root. As you can see, I am not really close to my head. The more important part is the bottom ends, because the top of the hair isn't going to show as well, because when you have your hair down, you're going to have these upper sections on top of it. So curling it down lower, starting the curl down here, is going to prevent hair from damaging up here as much, and it's going to give you more length, which I think is really important. Okay, now that I'm on this side of my head, I'm going to make sure that I face the curls going this way around the barrel rather than this way. And that's going to help me to frame my face, and it's going to prevent any hairs from getting in my face throughout the day. So your bottom section is definitely the least important. It is important to curl it just so that when it kind of peeks through at the bottom that it is curled, and it's going to give your hair more volume, but don't spend too much time focusing on the perfect curls on the bottom of your hair, because they aren't going to be seen. For the second section of my hair, I went ahead and let down all of my hair, so it's kind of crazy. And I'm just going to pull up the very top crown of my head. And this is just the very, like about an inch from my part on each side of my head, and that is the part that is going to need the most volume, and that's the part that I really need to focus a lot of attention on to make sure it looks perfect. After I sectioned my hair for the second time, I put all of the curled strands behind my head and the uncurled strands on the front. Then you're going to want to comb through it. To give it a sleek, easy way to work with. And make sure that all the curled sections are behind your shoulders, just so that they don't get in the way when you're curling. And again, I like to start at the back and curl my hair, framing my face. And the same process as the bottom of your hair. Okie dokie, so this side of my hair is obviously finished, and now we just have this side left, and we're going to take a back section like this one, and starting a little bit closer to the roots than we did before on the bottom section, and wrapping it around the barrel. I try to hold the hair as close to the end as I can without hurting my fingers. Okay, so we finished the bottom and middle layer, and now I just have my top layer left. Now the middle layer, like I said, we don't have to get it as close to the roots, but on the top layer we want to make sure we get it as close to the roots as we can. And I'm going to show y'all a really cool trick on how to get a little bit more volume on it. So just like my middle section, I'm going to let my hair down, and it's going to be completely crazy. And I'm going to try to kind of brush it out and make it a little bit easier to work with. Make sure that you have your part where you want it to be for when you're finished curling your hair. Just like before, we're going to curl our sections of our hair away from our face and trying to get it close to our roots. Now that our hair is all curled, we can focus on our bangs. Now I don't have like a defined bang section, but the front area of my hair right here. I'm going to take the longer sections like this right here and go ahead and try to curl it in one big section. And this big curl right here is going to help my bangs to kind of blend into the rest of my curls. just by pushing it back like that. And then for the littler sections, I'm going to take the front, or the shortest piece, right here, and just wrap about halfway down it, and don't hold it for as long, because we don't want the curl to be as defined. We want it to be more of wavy bangs that blend into a curly head. Then on the very front part of my hair, so this very front section right here, I'm going to kind of slide it along my curling iron. And this is going to help it to come forward and to curve outward. And then curl the very bottom. So after you've curled your whole head, kind of shake it out. Woo! And I run my fingers through it to just soften it up a little bit. Takes away a little bit of the structure and gives yourself a little bit more volume. And then this is the part where I go through my hair and make sure that I have curled all of the sections. So if there's any pieces that are left out that didn't get curled, or maybe sections from the bottom layer that need a little bit more touching up, now is your chance to do that. Alright, so after you've made sure that you got all of the spare sections and you have completely curled all of your hair, just to make sure you get a little bit more volume, I like to look at my roots right here. Now taking your curling iron and sitting it right here. This is going to lift up the roots and add a little bit more volume. This trick right here also works on straight hair. Just to kind of lift up your roots a little bit more. Okay, so now that I've completely finished curling my hair, I like to take a flexible, lightweight hairspray. This one's by Suave Professionals. It's the Touchable Finish hairspray. Any lightweight, light holding hairspray is my favorite kind to use. Of course, you can use more like freeze kind of hairsprays, ones that really hold the shape really well, but that makes it more crunchy and stuff, and I like to have mine touchable and flexible. Also, I don't have to wash my hair every single day because it doesn't get greasy, and I really like to use dry shampoos, so I don't have to wash my hair every single day. So these curls will last me a couple of days, and then whenever I wake up in the morning, I can just kind of touch up some of the curls. So with my lightweight hairspray, I like to dip my head upside down like this and spray the whole bottom. And really shake your hair out. And just kind of spray it everywhere. Whew. And now there is a hole in the ozone layer above my head. So I really, really hope that y'all found this video helpful. Thank you so much for being patient for it. And I was really excited about finally getting it posted for y'all because it has been so highly requested. And if you have any questions, please comment below in the bottom box. And I'll be sure to answer any of those. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all very, very soon. Mwah.